throughout the day is digging into what is believed to be the Airbnb that was rented by this suspect here in New Orleans. That is on Mandeville Street, and Jennifer Bellamy with WXIA in Atlanta is covering that part of the story for us this evening. Jennifer, there's some new information that you have for us?
Yeah, ladies, we are learning some new details about what may have been uncovered as our police sources are saying that a home on the 1300 block of Mandeville here is the suspected rental of the person of who they believe was responsible for this attack. I'm going to step out so you can still see that there is a police presence here. We understand that our sources are saying authorities confiscated items like suspected explosives and possible bomb-making materials. This entire situation shutting down Mandeville, keeping many neighbors out of their homes. This has been going on for more than 12 hours now, beginning with the fire department starting to respond to a fire around 5:18 this morning. A short time after that, maybe in the 8 o'clock hour, residents tell us that they were asked to evacuate, and many of them have not been able to return to their homes since. Now, we do want to say that some of the area that was once blocked off by law enforcement members has been reduced closer to that home. But again, many people still being impacted by this tonight as that investigation continues with police searching that home on Airbnb. That's the information that we heard from neighbors, that they were concerned about that Airbnb and the comings and goings of people in this community. And then this morning, after the Bourbon Street attack, another layer of concern about their community being connected to this attack.
Okay, Jennifer, thank you so much for that report. This situation over on Mandeville Street is very similar to what we see going on in Houston, Texas. Houston has two separate areas where federal authorities have been combing through two different homes there. One of them is believed to be the latest known address of the suspect in this case. That address is, outside of Houston, and you're looking at some video from earlier today of what that looked like. Now, there's a main house on this property, and then there are a number of trailers on the property as well. And so you can see right there, those are some of those trailers. This was the SWAT vehicle that was stationed outside that property for much of the day. We are seeing some reporting out of Houston that there may have been some people taken out of that house, but we have yet to confirm those details. So we're working to get that information confirmed for you so we can tell you what exactly unfolded there. But this is believed to be where the suspect permanently lived before renting that truck through a car sharing app and making his way to New Orleans and then carrying out this attack that left so many people dead this morning.
And it was really only a matter of time before they made their way to his home because of course it's likely has some clues there, whether there are phones or computers or whatever, any kind of communication that he may have had with the three people who are now being searched for by the FBI.
Yes.
People who may have had a role in this crime that the FBI are searching for. So we now know that you said there are two addresses in Houston that they're looking for, but at this time we don't really know officially what they have taken out of those homes, what kind of evidence they may have found, or if it has brought them any closer to finding those three suspects.
Right, or people, as we said, it looked like there was a SWAT standoff situation, which would indicate that there were people inside of those properties when they were outside of it earlier today in Harris County. The Harris County Sheriff's Office there with their SWAT vehicle stationed there much of the day with, people in full protective gear, full SWAT gear, standing outside of there from the Harris County Sheriff's Office there in Houston. So we're hoping to get some more details for you, and we're working on that right now as we speak to try and confirm that for everyone at home and around the world who's watching us. That is a big question mark. We know now, just from talking to law enforcement sources, that the Mandeville Street home did have explosives and bomb-making equipment, they think, that the ATF and other law enforcement agencies took from that home earlier. Now, Jennifer Bellamy for us reporting from WXIA there at the scene, saying that the scene has actually shrunk, that they are starting to kind of wind down on the investigation in that Airbnb there. But, still a lot of questions about how that played a role here.
Also reassuring, I'm sure, to the neighbors who live nearby, because there was The situation on Bourbon Street happened at 3:15. Around 5:15 was the fire at that Airbnb in St. Roch. And then around 8 a.m., they had started to evacuate neighbors from those homes because whatever firefighters found inside was cause for alarm and cause to call the ATF and all these other federal agencies out. So they started getting some neighbors to leave their homes. We're told that they grabbed whatever they could, including pets, and they left. Some of them were taking shelter at a church nearby, but it was hours and hours before they were able to return. These photos were taken by a neighbor here. You can see a federal agent of some kind here on this doorstep, and here as well there are at least 3 there standing against this blue home. This is right in the neighborhood where that Airbnb was on fire this morning, and then where they later found explosive devices.
Yeah, those are all photos from across the street from the scene. And, you know, it has been a very intricate investigation. Many federal resources here in New Orleans dedicated to figuring out what exactly went down. So those are pictures of what we saw from law enforcement this afternoon. This investigation obviously far from over.